How to Build a Strong Heart. The Daily Habits of Dr. Anuj Kapadia. Building a strong heart takes daily commitment. In a society overwhelmed by quick-fix diets, 21-day workout regimens, and the latest health supplements, it's all too easy to become confused by the chaos. However, for Dr. Anuj Kapadia, a senior interventional cardiologist at AIG hospitals, the foundation of heart health is not established through shortcuts. It is cultivated through consistent daily actions, particularly those performed when no one is observing. The heart doesn't strengthen overnight, he emphasizes. It develops gradually through seemingly minor habits that accumulate over time, such as movement, nutrition, rest, and routine. There are no shortcuts in this journey, and that's what makes it so rewarding. Balancing a demanding medical career with a personal dedication to wellness, Dr. Kapadia views physical activity as a non-negotiable part of his life. Running is as essential to me as brushing my teeth. I don't question it, I simply do it, he reveals. It provides me with clarity and keeps me grounded. When I incorporate strength training, the advantages deepen even further. Enhanced endurance, reduced blood pressure, and improved heart function. This is my way of safeguarding my heart, both physically and emotionally. Even on his busiest days, he carves out 30 to 45 minutes for exercise. Some days I go for a run, other days I opt for a brisk walk or a quick strength workout, he explains. It's not about achieving perfection, it's about being present. Nutrition also follows a consistent pattern in his life. He doesn't obsess over calorie counting or trendy superfoods. Instead, he focuses on wholesome, nourishing meals. I enjoy the foods I grew up with: dal, sabzi, rice, whole wheat or millet rotis, and a bit of curd on the side. These are meals that make me feel good and provide the energy I need, he shares. Fads in dieting may come and go, but I rely on what has proven to be effective over time. Whoa. He doesn't cut out carbohydrates or adhere to rigid meal plans. I eat a variety of foods, just in appropriate portions and with mindfulness. That's the key. Moderation and consistency are always the winning strategies. One particular metric that he closely monitors is his resting heart rate. It's an often overlooked indicator, he notes. A low resting heart rate indicates that my heart is functioning efficiently and without undue strain. It serves as an excellent feedback mechanism, and I encourage others to keep track of theirs as well. Despite his disciplined approach, Dr. Kapadia places equal importance on rest and recovery. That's where the real magic occurs, he asserts. I don't glorify being exhausted. I prioritize quality sleep, stay well hydrated, and take walking breaks between patient appointments. These practices aren't luxuries. They are vital for maintaining good health. His day usually begins early, often with a run, followed by a peaceful breakfast. He avoids prolonged periods of sitting, moves around during consultations, and actively manages stress to prevent it from accumulating. Heart health isn't about checking off boxes or pursuing extremes, he states. It's about how you care for yourself on an ordinary Tuesday. It's reflected in the meals you consume without overanalyzing, the walk you take after a long day, and the decision to go to bed at a reasonable hour. That's what fosters resilience. Ultimately, it's not mere luck or chance that keeps the heart robust. It's the countless small, thoughtful choices made consistently, day after day. Heart-healthy habits, protecting your body and mind from head to toe. Imagine a single set of habits that could shield you from not just heart disease, but a cascade of conditions, from Alzheimer's to lung disorders, even vision and hearing loss. Sounds too good to be true? But here's where it gets controversial. What if the secret to a longer, healthier life isn't just about your heart, but starts with taking care of it? A recent study from Emory University has turned the conversation on its head, proving that the lifestyle choices we've long associated with cardiovascular health might be the unsung heroes of our overall well-being. Back in 2010, the American Heart Association, AHA, redefined how we think about heart health. Instead of waiting for chest pain or a diagnosis, they introduced Life's Simple 7, LS7, a proactive framework focusing on 7 pillars: not smoking, eating right, moving daily, maintaining a healthy weight, and managing blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. A few years later, they added sleep to create Life's Essential 8. Fast forward a decade, and Emory's groundbreaking review of nearly 500 studies reveals these habits do far more than protect your ticker. They're a multi-tool for health. This research, published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, shows that heart-healthy living boosts brain function, preserves vision and hearing, and even strengthens teeth. And this is the part most people miss. The same actions that keep your heart strong also build resilience against diseases we often see as unrelated. Let's start with the brain. How many of us realize that skipping a morning walk or grabbing a sugary coffee might be quietly harming our cognitive health? The study found that regular exercise, nutrient-rich diets, and quality sleep don't just improve heart health, they act as armor for the brain. Physical activity stimulates the growth of new brain cells, while antioxidants in foods like berries and leafy greens combat oxidative stress, a key player in Alzheimer's. Even better, sleep isn't just rest. It's a nightly cleanup crew, flushing out toxins that accumulate in the brain. Dr. Liliana Aguayo, lead researcher and professor at Emory, puts it plainly. A heart-healthy lifestyle isn't a one-trick pony. It's a full-body upgrade. But wait, how does this tie into your eyesight or hearing? Consider this. High blood pressure can damage delicate blood vessels in the retina or inner ear, leading to irreversible loss. Smoking, meanwhile, accelerates gum disease and tooth decay. By prioritizing LS7-8 habits, you're essentially giving your sensory systems a lifeline. For example, swapping processed snacks for a handful of nuts or berries improves oxygen delivery to your eyes and ears, keeping them functional longer. And if you've ever wondered why quitting smoking feels like a breath of fresh air, it's because your senses and oral health rebound almost immediately. The study even notes that daily movement enhances circulation, which is critical for aging gracefully. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: chronic diseases. The Emory team found that people who embraced heart-healthy habits slashed their risk of type 2 diabetes, cancer, COPD, and even pneumonia. Think about that. These aren't just incremental improvements, they're game changers. For instance, maintaining a healthy weight reduces inflammation, a root cause of many cancers. Regular exercise improves insulin sensitivity, lowering diabetes risk. And stress management, whether through meditation or a post-work walk, stabilizes hormones linked to depression and immune health. The kicker? Those who scored high on LS7-8 had fewer hospital visits, lower costs, and lived longer. It's a no-brainer. Yet many still prioritize quick fixes over sustainable habits. Here's where the rubber meets the road: mood and stress. Can your diet really affect your emotional state? Absolutely. Foods rich in omega-3s, think salmon or flax seeds, support brain chemistry, while exercise releases endorphins that combat anxiety. Sleep deprivation, on the other hand, turns cortisol, the stress hormone, into a wildfire. The Emory study highlights a domino effect. Better sleep leads to better food choices, which fuel more energy for movement, which reduces stress, and the cycle continues. But here's a twist. Some people argue that genetics play a bigger role than lifestyle. If you're predisposed to heart disease, can habits truly outpace your DNA? We'd love to hear your take in the comments. In today's tech-savvy world, tools like fitness trackers and nutrition apps make it easier to stay on track. Wearables monitor heart rate and sleep, while apps offer personalized meal plans. Supplements like omega-3s and stress relief tools can bridge gaps, but remember, they're not substitutes for real change. The real magic lies in small, consistent actions. Walking 10 minutes extra, swapping soda for water, or hitting the sack 30 minutes earlier. As researchers note, even minor tweaks add up over time. Looking ahead, the Emory study urges us to expand this focus to children and pregnant women, groups often overlooked in health discussions. It also challenges healthcare providers to weave lifestyle advice into routine care, not just crisis moments. After all, prevention is the ultimate cost saver. So where do you start? You don't need a gym membership or a chef's degree. Begin with one habit, a 15-minute walk, a vibrant salad, or a screen-free hour before bed. The message is clear. Your heart is the gateway to a healthier you. And if you're skeptical, ask yourself, what's the downside of trying? Share your thoughts below. Do you think lifestyle changes can outpace genetics? Or is there more to the story? Boost your brain and heart health. Lifestyle tips for a sharper mind and stronger ticker. Staying sharp, healthy hearts, and calm like a beach. This week's focus on well-being. You're reading our weekly newsletter. Sign up here. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellbeing/arttid/itid. To get it delivered to your inbox every Thursday this week, read our weekly newsletter. We're diving into the powerful connection between brain and heart health. These two systems are deeply intertwined, and what benefits one often helps the other. We're thrilled to share groundbreaking evidence showing that lifestyle changes, like exercise, nutrition, socializing, and mental challenges, can protect your brain. A new study found that people at risk of dementia due to family history or other factors improve their cognitive function through a lifestyle recipe. Of these habits, research suggests up to 45% of all dementia cases might be preventable, which is huge news for anyone worried about memory or brain health as they age. And here's the kicker. The same habits that boost brain health also support heart health. Cardiologist Eric Topol shares 10 science-backed ways to protect your heart, and there's even an online tool to estimate your heart's biological age. But before we dive deeper, this week's must-reads. Discover how Blue Health, calming spaces like parks and waterways, can improve well-being. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025 Blue Spaces. A story about someone facing $21,000 in medical bills after a rabies vaccine incident. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025/rabies vaccine cost. How adjusting your walking cadence can boost health, even for older adults. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025/30 walking cadence health. www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025/walking/cadence/aging improvement. A 100-year-old cycling. Yes, and it's all about embracing agelessness. Please, www.washingtonpost.com/lifestyle/cycling without age bike rickshaw /relationship experts on what makes marriages thrive. https://www.washingtonpost.com/lifestyle/2025/marriage happiness couples divorce advice. What you need to know about bladder cancer after Deion Sanders' diagnosis. https://www.washingtonpost.com/lifestyle/2025 bladder cancer Deion Sanders /www.washingtonpost.com/health 2025/diagnosis/bladder removal surgery. 3 techniques to tackle chronic pain. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025/chronic pain cognitive behavioral therapy. For a sharp mind as you age, a mix of exercise, a balanced diet, social connections, and brain-boosting activities could help older adults at risk of cognitive decline or dementia. A large clinical trial called U.S. Pointer found that healthy lifestyle changes can improve brain health. Published in JAMA, The study was presented at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference. Dr. Christine Yaffe, a UC San Francisco psychiatrist, says if you can adjust these habits, you'll likely improve your brain health and possibly prevent dementia. Learn more here. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025/31/brain health dementia prevention strategies. Is your heart older than you are? This free online tool calculates your heart's biological age. https://washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025/30 heart biological age cardiovascular disease. Based on factors like blood pressure and cholesterol, it reveals how your heart ages compared to your calendar age. Fitness writer Gretchen Reynolds calls this the dawn of organ aging tests. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/www.blogging and longevity. The science-backed ways to slash heart disease risk, cardiologist Eric Topol, author of Superagers, highlights that while heart disease treatment has advanced, it remains the leading cause of death in the U.S. Yet, 80% of cases are preventable. Exercise is the top protector against atherosclerosis and aging. Both aerobic and strength training lower inflammation. Yet only 25% of Americans meet the American Heart Association's guidelines. 150 minutes of moderate activity weekly and 2 strength training sessions. For more steps, read Topol's advice here. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025/science prevent heart disease. Want to ask a doctor? Use our form. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2025/ask-a-doctor-question form. Find your joy snack. Here are a few things that brought us joy this week. A neighbor who transforms an entire block into a green oasis. https://lifestyle/2025/0726 Neighbor Kindness Caretaker Gardening Nadler. A 30-minute summer quinoa pilaf recipe. https://washingtonpost.com/recipes/summer quinoa pilaf. Home stager tips to make your space shine. https://washingtonpost.com/home/2025/07/30 tips from home stagers. What your favorite airline says about your personality. https://www.washingtonpost.com/travel/2025/07/24 airline personalities travel. A vegan BLT with bacon made from rice paper, tofu, and smoky marinade. https://washingtonpost.com/recipes/vegan BLTs. Adult Space Camp in Alabama? Sign us up. https://washingtonpost.com/travel2025/07/30 Adult Space Camp Alabama. Let's keep the conversation going. Reporter Richard Sima explains what they are and how they boost happiness. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/feel happier joy flourishing. You can also read his insights as a comic. https://www.washingtonpost.com/wellness/2023/02/joy snacks comic. It is also on Washington Post's website.